Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Liddia anggraini, and today I am talk about grammaticalization. The example discussed illustrate the ordinary course of grammaticalization. An ordinary lexical item with an ordinary meaning comes to be used in some particular context. It then breaches of its original meaning and becomes a mere grammatical marking in a syntactic construction. And finally, it's reduced to a bond morpheme, an affix, a piece of morphology. Naturally, there is no requirement that every slight tendency toward grammaticalization will go all the way, but as a general rule, if anything happens at all, it will conform to this schema. Introduction. Grammaticalization, in this broadcast sense, can be taken as any process that leads to the creation of grammar. We understand it more narrowly here and accordant with the lexical definition by Kurilovic, 1965. Four-form grammaticalization consists in the increase of the range of a morpheme advance from a lexical to a grammatical, or from a less grammatical to a more grammatical status. While the term grammaticalization as such is relatively young, being generally ascribed to Mallet, 1912, the study of the phenomenon can be traced back to the 18th century and is a solid part of the work of 19th century historical linguists such as both Humboldt and Gabriel Lehmann, 1982, Hein Claude and Hunemeyer, 1991. However, when speaking of grammaticalization in current linguistics, one usually does not revert to this historical predecessor, but to the word emanating from a new wave of research that started in the 1970s with a seminal paper by Given and reached a peak in the 1990s and 2000. While the original approach to grammaticalization was primarily concerned with the development of morphology. The new wave of research has focused on novel theoretical aspects such as pragmatic, semantic, and discourse. Syntax is an indispensable part of the study of grammaticalization, but initially it was background in comparison to the above-mentioned field. This has something to do with the intellectual environment in which modern grammaticalization studies emerged. The study of grammaticalization was part of a movement that revolted against the overwhelming dominance of generative linguists. In theoretical linguistics of the 1960s and early 1970s, which seemingly tried to reduce the study of language to the statement of syntax and perhaps phonology rules, generative syntax was perceived as the extreme offshoot of structuralism, and scholars were looking for paradigmatic constraint or offering. This is an example of grammaticalization in English. You can see that in this book. Okay, next, grammaticalization have, do, be, get, will, and go. For example, he had an appointment. He had an obligation, plan, intention to meet his mother. Because grammaticalization is often partial, a function word might coexist with a homogeneous lexical item, which is, in fact, its etymon. Does English have, do, get, will, and go all retain the original lexical as well as innovating grammatical use? Okay guys, maybe that's all my explanation about grammaticalization. Hopefully it's benefit for you and for all. Thank you for following me until the end. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.